So what is personal development, and when are we just kidding ourselves? When are we really developing, and when are we just, meditating comfortably or having projects that, to change something, and then we fall right back into our old behavior? When are we actually making a difference for the future, and when are we not? It's very simple. And it's also the same answer to the question, how do I stop suffering? Because most people who want to start their own business, who want to, find a new relationship, whatever they want, it's a matter of trying to get out of suffering. Otherwise, we don't have the motivation to do anything about it. But people who don't do anything about it, but still suffer, those are the people who are really in pain. But see, the only reason why you're suffering and the only reason why you want out of the situation you're in now is because there's a pain that you don't want to confront. There's a pain that you don't want to see, you don't want to take it. There's a splinter in your foot and you don't want to pull it out. So you're humping around and trying to pretend it's not there, it's going to fix itself, and because you don't want to take the sharp pain of pulling it out, which is like 10 times the suffering, but only for a short period of time. So we walk around suffering. That's what we do all the time. Every single day. We do that, 10 times or multiple times. We do that in a lifetime. We complain about our jobs and we talk about it endlessly, and all our friends know that we should pull out the plug, pull out the splinter, and just quit and find another job. But because that's out of our comfort zone, we keep staying in that suffering place, right? You want to get up in the morning, you want to go for a run, that's what you decided the night before. And so the first thing that hits you once you wake up is, I don't want to go for a run because I don't feel like it. And that's pain, right? Getting out of bed is pain. So I come up with all kinds of stories about why, I need the sleep. I don't need to go for a run. I didn't sleep enough, so that would do me even better. And so I fall back under the covers. But as I lay there, I feel the suffering because now I get a bad conscience. I should go for a run. I ought to, but why am I not doing it? And there comes another layer to it because now, why do I always do this? So now I start feeling resistance against the thing I do all the time. And then it's extra suffering, right? And that's the thing we do, but we don't do it just in these small things with going for a run or quitting our job. It's so basic, it's so pervasive, it's all around us, it's in everything, that instead of asking ourselves, what do I want? What do I want out of my life? Until you really were more curious about the pain you're trying to run from all the time, then all the goals in the world is not going to save you. You can have that splinter in your foot. You can be in that situation you don't want to be in, but you don't want to do the things that are painful to get out of it. So you start going into spiritual stuff, you start meditating, you start thinking more positively about the boss that you are fed up with. You start doing all kinds of things. And as long as you don't want to confront the pain, all that you do in personal development is going to be focused on relieving the suffering. But there's only one thing that can relieve the suffering, pulling out the freaking splinter in your foot. And it hurts like crazy. Saying I quit, saying no more. Getting a divorce is massively painful. It's crazy, or just confronting the problems or the challenges in your marriage or your relationship. That is, immensely painful. And so in order to try and get away from that, we try to do all kinds of stuff. We got a whole industry of personal development that's just ready to feed your suffering, to have you stay in your comfort zone, right? It's called personal development with no pain. It's just fixes. And so you say you want to start your own business, but you're not doing anything about it. I want to do this. I want to make more money. And you're all like this, but because you don't want to look back and say, what's the pain in my life that I'm trying to run away from? Once the pain is faced and you stop suffering, then all your wants for yourself, the business, the money, the relationships, it's just going to be extra. It's not running away from anything anymore. It's magic. It's a passionate journey. But if you find yourself, launching into something and being very enthusiastic and perhaps overly passionate, right? And then you fall right back into depression again, and then you launch out again. You're trying to run from a pain. It's absolute. And once you've been running from pains all your life or for an extended period of time, you start feeling depressed because everything seems more and more limited. And the more pain you have out there, the more splinters you have in your foot, your job, your relationships, you're running from it all, you're running from the pain, you're running from the hard talks that you could have with people in your life, you're running from all that, and so you get more and more suffering. It stacks on top of each other until you become a complete victim. And being a victim, feeling like the world is against you or the people is against you, the whole system breaks down. So what we need to make a habit of is asking ourselves, is there something I'm afraid of? Is there something I don't want to do? Then do it, right? Every time there's something that feels hard, feels challenging, attack it, go for it. Or at least at the level you can. You need to always make little steps towards what doesn't feel good. And that seems like that's a horrible setup, Claus. Why is the world like that? Well, I don't know. That's just the way it is. I promise you, that's just the way it is. You push yourself through these painful situations or towards what you're trying to run away from, and everything changes. And you know what? Development is movement, right? It's from here to there. And when you develop, when you move, then resistance happens. So how do you know that you're really making progress? You feel the resistance as the pain you push through. That's developing. That's movement. If you move through water, the water is going to give you resistance. When you're standing still, there's no resistance. So whenever you think you're into personal development and there's no pain, there's no resistance because you're meditating, nothing wrong with that. But if it's your focus to develop your spirit and your soul and there's no resistance from anywhere, you're kidding yourself. It's cool. It's a warm bath. That's fine. Wellness, whatever experience. But you're not developing anywhere. Development is movement. Movement produces friction. So look around. Say, what am I afraid of? What's the pains I have in my life that I haven't looked at for a long time? And you can do this over and over and over again. It comes to you all the time. It's like being in a circle. This video is long now. It's like, this is your life. It's a circle. And then, a problem comes along and boop, it hits the outer perimeter of your circle. And if you don't do anything about it because it's painful, you have to charge at it. You have to do something. You have to quit. You have to take that talk. You have to, act. But it's painful, so you stay there. And then another problem comes, boop, on the perimeter of your circle of life. And if enough of these things come and you don't push outwards, dealing with them, facing them, but you're kind of rationalizing, meditating, whatever, reading books about how what a wonderful person you are without doing anything, right? If that's what you do, then enough of these little balls of problems come, and they limit your circle. It becomes a little bit smaller. So now more things will represent problems for you because you become weaker. There is no other way than pushing against what you're afraid of, at least at a tempo with steps that are as big as you can. It's not like you have to charge and be this incredible warrior every day, but you have to take steps. You have to push all the time. That's really a basic life philosophy. That is personal development. That is expansion. That is growth on whatever area of life you're working on. So think about it. And then don't forget to subscribe. And I hope I'll see you in the next video here on YouTube. Go download our free course on time management on our website. See you. You can increase your productivity by 5 or 10 times overnight by putting the 3 methods into action that I'm going to give you in my free course. So go download it right now by clicking the link just below here.